Hello there and welcome to Stylirish TV, where today we're meeting Emmet O'Neill. Hi Emmet, how are you?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Very good. How did you came up with the idea of your business, Smiles?
Well, to be honest with you, Tish, it started from vanity. I wanted to have my teeth whitened, and I went to my own dentist and found that it was very expensive to have it done, and decided I would try and figure another way to have it done. At that time, my mother had started dating an orthodontist.
All right.
And I was invited to meet him, which was very, very serious. So I went and met, Hugh was his name, for dinner with my mum. And I asked him during the course of the evening to whiten my teeth, because he was an orthodontist. And I didn't know any difference between an orthodontist and a dentist at that stage. Hugh said to me, oh, it's quite complicated, you know. And I was like, no, I think it's just bleach and a light, you know, I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy. So anyway, the dinner went quite well, ended, and about 2 weeks later I was in Thailand, and my mum called me and, how are you, having a great holiday? And she said, you know your man Hugh? And I said, yeah, I know Hugh, nice guy. And she said, well look, he's been thinking about your tooth whitening question. And I was like, great, he'll whiten my teeth. No. But what he will do is go to Florida with you to a dental conference to investigate tooth whitening. He thinks it's a great idea. So I was like, there's no way I'm going anywhere with this guy. You know, I've met him once, you know, absolutely no way. And my mum said, no, please, you know, he's booked the flights, you have to go. So we flew to Florida, and there was this show, and it was I don't know, if you imagine Lansdowne Road or the Aviva Stadium times 20, full of dental products, and it was like being at a Formula 1 event, girls in bikinis walking around like this, and I was just, my eyes were lit up, and I kind of thought, Jesus, this is huge in America. Tooth whitening was the big thing, and myself and Hugh both agreed that we would open a tooth whitening clinic here in Ireland. So that's how it started.
Okay, so some kind of coincidence that then led...
Timing was good. I was kind of available. I'd finished with another company that I was involved in and was kind of looking for something else to do, so it just worked quite well.
And listen, which are actually the services that Smiles offers?
Well, we started off just doing tooth whitening, and now today tooth whitening will be about less than 0.5% of our business. Our main business is general dentistry. So we treat fillings, root canals, extractions, literally everything to do with the teeth we do. We've got a team of specialists within the group as well. So if you need extra treatment, we can refer you in-house for that treatment. And that means that you don't have to fill in new forms or join a queue somewhere else. It's all done in-house.
Do you think that a good business idea makes the difference?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you don't have a good idea, you're going to be found out pretty fast. I think that the number one, you have to have an idea that's marketable. We had an idea for a tooth whitening clinic, as I said, and to be quite honest with you, if we hadn't changed that idea, we wouldn't have a business today. Mm-hmm. So I think, you know, having a good idea is important, but also reacting fast to the market is very important, and trying to stay on your toes. Challenge your business for one big change a year. That's our kind of goal every year, is to set a challenge at the start of the year and then achieve it. And that might be a change in direction, new products and services, or some other new method of doing business. So for example, this year we're implementing a software system where all our patients will be able to log in from at home and see their x-rays, see their charts, and think about, you know, their treatments, show it to other dentists if they like, get other opinions and so on. So really trying to, for us this year is all about passing the information back to the patient.
What, for example, would you suggest to other people in business in this tough moment?
I mean, you know, you hear the obvious thing is look at your costs and cut your costs and so on. I suppose what I've found this year is that in the last couple of years, that things are tough, and you need to have a team around you who you can trust and who are loyal to the business and believe in the business, and who will offer you the support you need as an entrepreneur. It's a bit of a lonely job sometimes running a business, and you need to make sure you surround yourself with the right people. No one expects great success in this time, so actually it's quite a forgiving time to start a business, because you know, it's almost expected not to work. So in that regards, I think it's the best time to start a business because you'll never have egg on your face. But really, team is everything, and you're going to spend 60-70% of your week in total at work, and so make sure you're enjoying it and you're with the people you like to be with. That's my view.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what challenges you as a person and as an entrepreneur?
I'm disappointed if I'm not growing my business fast enough. So the challenge for me is to constantly keep growing. There's a saying in golf that driving is for show and putting is for dough, as Rory McIlroy learnt the other day. And turnover is vanity, so your sales are vanity, and profit is sanity. So the challenge for me is to reconcile my hunger to grow the sales of the business, but also do it in a profitable manner, because I really need to keep an eye on the margins at all times. So the challenge for me is to achieve a size of business that I want to achieve, but also within the constraints of being an efficient, effective business.
Which are your passions or hobbies outside of the business?
Well, I mean, I have a great group of friends, and I enjoy an active social life, I would describe it as. I'm big into sports. I love sports, every sport. I'm very, very competitive, and I like playing competitive sports, any sport. If you give me a racket or a club, I'll have a good go at it, and don't like losing, so that's kind of my challenges. At the moment I'm doing a cycle, I'm preparing for a cycle to Galway, which is a charity I'm involved in, raising money for Haiti. Yeah. And I'm very passionate about that, and family as well. Family is very important to me, so I spend a lot of time with my family.
Would you like to tell me something more about this project for the Haiti charity?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously everyone's aware of the tragedy that struck in Haiti, and initially I was involved with a house building charity where we were building houses for local communities within the island. This new charity I'm involved in is about creating business opportunities, and it came through my involvement with the Entrepreneur of the Year program last year. This charity was set up by alumni. Mm-hmm. And the idea is that we provide microfinancing for business people in Haiti. Great. So that they can actually start their own companies and develop their own economic activity and money and profits and jobs, and really get the country going for itself. Mm-hmm. So it's a slightly different way of doing it, and obviously there's a huge need for housing, medical help and so on. But I also think there's a huge need for economic help and generation that needs to occur, and that's sustainable after all the aid agencies go home. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I'm involved in this. What's
your dream for the future?
Oh my God, I don't know. This is like a job interview. What's my job? My dream is to have the biggest business I can possibly have, to have a successful business, and to be active in a number of countries beyond Ireland. When I started in business, I had this pyramid idea of, your first 10 years you focus on retail, customer-facing businesses, and then you move into more services, which require less hands-on management, and then in 30 years' time you move into becoming an investor in several businesses. And I'd say I'm still kind of on track for that movement. I'd like to think that Smiles this year will have achieved our goal of 20 clinics in total. Next year we're looking for 30 clinics, and the year after 40. And that's a pretty aggressive 3-year plan. And then I think we'll either look to the UK or further afield. And we would like to be, not to be bought, but we would like to be buying other companies and doing it our way, because we feel that we've got a really good way of offering dental services. So that's the dream, if you like, from a business point of view.
Where do you see Ireland in 5 years' time?
I was getting a coffee this morning actually, and I met a guy I hadn't seen in 10 years, and he asked me a very similar question. For me, 90% of people still go to work every day, still have a job, still have a house, and are getting through this. They're toughing it out. I think in 5 years' time, I think that number will have risen. There'll be more people employed. I think the economy will have completely refocused away from construction and building into a knowledge economy. The future for Ireland is to become a key player on the world stage in IT and information systems. So I think that if we achieve that, and if that's where Ireland gets to, we'll be in a much better place. I don't think we'll ever get back to the Celtic Tiger kind of days, and I don't think that's a bad thing for me. I think that's a good thing. I mean, I think a lot of things that came with that were negative. You know, a lot of Bentleys, a lot of teenagers driving convertible minis, which they never paid for themselves, you know, and there was a sense of entitlement that pervaded everywhere in Ireland, which needs to go. And hopefully we can come back to the core values and focus on education and you know, have a big presence in the world, because we're obviously, and have always, punched far above our weight as a country. And I'd like to think we can continue to do that.
Anything else that you would like to say directly to our audience?
I'd just like to say thanks for visiting the site. I'm a big supporter of it, and a big supporter of yourself, Tish, and I hope your business goes well, and I'm sure it will.
Thank you so much.
Not at all.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Cheers.
It was absolutely a pleasure.
Thanks very much. Cheers.